Amityville, New York. A quiet town. Peaceful. Unassuming. Large houses, manicured lawns, a place for families, for dreams. But beneath the surface, darkness lurked. A storm was brewing. It would break on a cold November night. 112 Ocean Avenue would become a name whispered in fear. The year was 1974. The DeFeo family, seemingly perfect, lived at 112 Ocean Avenue. Parents, Ronald and Louise. Their children, Ronnie Jr., Dawn, Allison, Mark, and John. They seemed happy, but something was wrong, deeply wrong inside that house. November 13th, a date etched in infamy. Around 3 a.m., a blood-curdling scream ripped through the night. It came from 112 Ocean Avenue. Inside, a scene of unimaginable horror. The entire DeFeo family, murdered in their beds, each shot with a high-powered rifle, execution style. The community reeled. Who could commit such a heinous act? Why? The brutality was shocking. The motive, a mystery. The police were baffled. The investigation began. It would uncover a truth more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. The investigation quickly focused on one suspect, Ronald DeFeo Jr., the eldest son of the DeFeo family. The gruesome nature of the crime shocked the community. He was brought in for questioning. His demeanor was strange, almost unnervingly calm. Detached. He cracked jokes as if he was completely disconnected from the gravity of his actions. He seemed unconcerned, almost as if he was in a different world. Then, he confessed. He claimed he heard voices, voices that wouldn't leave him alone, voices that told him to kill his family. He described them as relentless, echoing in his mind day and night. His trial began in October 1975. The courtroom was packed, the atmosphere tense. The prosecution argued cold-blooded murder, presenting evidence of premeditation. The defense, however, claimed insanity, suggesting that DeFeo was not in control of his actions. DeFeo himself claimed demonic possession. He said the voices wouldn't let him stop, that they commanded him with an unyielding force. The jury didn't buy it. After deliberation, they found him guilty of all charges. Sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences, Ronald DeFeo Jr. would spend the rest of his life behind bars. The house, now infamous, stood empty. A silent witness to unspeakable evil, the house became a symbol of the horror that had unfolded within its walls. Its eerie silence spoke volumes, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can reside in the human soul. December 1975. A young couple, George and Kathy Lutz, saw an ad for a beautiful Dutch colonial house. The price was unbelievably low. It was 112 Ocean Avenue. Unaware of its dark history, they jumped at the opportunity. A fresh start, a dream home, or so they thought. They moved in with their 3 children, excited to start their new life. The house was spacious, the property beautiful. Everything seemed perfect, but the peace wouldn't last. Something was wrong, very wrong. They were not alone. Section 5. The walls start to whisper. Strange things started happening almost immediately. Foul odors, temperature fluctuations, flies swarming in the dead of winter. Kathy felt cold spots, a feeling of being watched. George woke up every night at 3:15 a.m., the time of the murders. Their daughter, Missy, made an imaginary friend, Jody. Jody was described as a demonic pig with red eyes. The Lutz family tried to ignore it, to rationalize it, but the events escalated, became more sinister. They couldn't deny it anymore. Something was terribly wrong. Section 6. Secrets in the basement, terrors in the night. One day, George discovered a hidden room in the basement, a small red room. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The walls were covered in strange symbols, and the air was thick with an unexplainable tension. George felt a chill run down his spine as he stepped closer to the door. It wasn't on the blueprints. George had studied the house plans meticulously, and there was no mention of this room. It was as if it had appeared out of nowhere, defying all logic and reason. It felt evil, oppressive. The atmosphere was suffocating, and George could feel an unseen force pressing down on him. He knew he should turn back, but something compelled him to stay. He was drawn to it, yet terrified. Each step he took felt like a battle against his own instincts. The closer he got, the stronger the pull became, as if the room itself was calling out to him. He refused to let anyone enter. The paranormal activity intensified. George became obsessed with the room, guarding it fiercely. He wouldn't let anyone else near it, fearing what might happen if they did. Objects moved on their own. Doors slammed shut. Voices whispered their names. George became withdrawn, aggressive. The once peaceful home was now a place of chaos and fear. The family could feel the malevolent presence growing stronger each day. He started looking like Ronald DeFeo Jr. His features began to change, and his behavior became more erratic. It was as if the spirit of the infamous murderer had taken hold of him. Kathy was plagued by nightmares. Visions of the murders. The children were terrified. They could sense the darkness that had taken over their father, and it filled them with dread. The house was changing them, twisting them. The once happy family was now living in constant fear, their lives turned upside down by the sinister forces at play. They were living in a nightmare. Every day was a struggle to maintain their sanity as the house continued to exert its dark influence over them. The terror seemed never-ending, and they wondered if they would ever escape its grasp. Section 7. 28 Days of Terror. After 28 days, the Lutz family couldn't take it anymore. They fled the house, leaving everything behind. They were physically, emotionally, and spiritually drained. The horrors they experienced were beyond comprehension. They had escaped with their lives, but the scars remained. Their story became a media sensation. They went public with their experiences, detailing the horrors they endured. The world listened in disbelief and terror. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue became infamous, a symbol of evil, a place where darkness reigned. Section 8. A Story Unleashed. The Amityville Horror Phenomenon. In 1977, Jay Anson, a writer, contacted the Lutz family. Intrigued by their story, he interviewed them extensively. He researched the DeFeo murders and delved into the history of the house. The result was a chilling account of their experiences, the Amityville Horror. The book was a phenomenon, a bestseller. It terrified readers worldwide. It spawned a franchise, films, documentaries, TV shows. The story of the Amityville Horror became a part of popular culture, a cautionary tale, a reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. The skeptics speak. Despite the widespread fascination, skepticism surrounded the story. Critics questioned the Lutz family's claims. They pointed to inconsistencies in their accounts, suggesting they exaggerated or fabricated events for fame and profit. Some investigators found no evidence of paranormal activity. The debate raged on. Believers argued the sheer terror in the Lutz family's voices, the consistency of their stories, and the corroboration from witnesses. The skeptics remained unconvinced. The truth, lost somewhere in the conflicting narratives. The mystery remained. Section 10. The Enduring Shadow of Amityville. The Amityville Horror continues to captivate and frighten audiences to this day. The story of the Lutz family, who moved into the house at 112 Ocean Avenue and fled in terror 28 days later, has become a cultural phenomenon. Books, movies, and documentaries have all tried to capture the essence of what happened in that house. Is it a true story? A fabrication? A combination of both? The answer remains elusive. Skeptics argue that the tale was a hoax, a clever ploy to make money. Believers, however, point to the strange occurrences and the tragic history of the house as evidence of its haunted nature. But the legend lives on, a testament to the power of fear, the enduring fascination with the unknown. The story has inspired countless other tales of haunted houses and paranormal activity, cementing its place in the annals of horror lore. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue still stands, a silent sentinel, a reminder of the horrors that transpired within its walls. Despite numerous owners and renovations, the house retains its eerie reputation. Tourists and paranormal enthusiasts still visit, hoping to catch a glimpse of something otherworldly. Whether fact or fiction, the story serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we can't see, the ones that lurk in the shadows of our minds. The Amityville Horror taps into our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of what might be lurking just out of sight. It reminds us that some stories, whether true or not, have the power to haunt us long after the last page is turned or the credits have rolled. The enduring shadow of Amityville is a testament to the power of storytelling and the human fascination with the macabre.